My name is Blaž, and one of my life goals is to travel the world. 3 years ago, I left my old job and created Yummy brand in Slovenia, and in 2022 I decided to spread the brand and give it a purpose: entertain people while traveling and exploring the world. I created Yummy Adventures. Hey guys, so after a pretty long day, pretty long ride, we arrived to Birmingham to Cadbury factory. But the problem was we had a bus at 8 o'clock in the morning and it was delayed, and it was delayed again and again. So the bus left at 10 and a half in the morning. So we waited on a bus station like for 2 hours and a half. We haven't eaten anything yet. We have barely drank anything. So yeah, but then the bus was driving like 3 hours. So we arrived at 2 hours and a half now. So we arrived at the Birmingham at 12:30. Yeah, no, not 12:30, at 1. We arrived at 1 p.m. So then we took the taxi and went to the Cadbury factory, because the problem was that we had a reservation for a sitting 2, which meant that we had to be here at 11:45 at most to have an afternoon tea and the chocolate factory. But luckily the factory is open. Luckily the factory is open till I think at 4 or 5 o'clock, so it's okay, because they let us have the third sitting, and we actually missed the factory tour and the cinema. But we will have our afternoon tea, and then later on we will be able to look at the factory on our own without guided tour. But the most important thing is that we are here. That's the important thing, and we need food. The chocolate factory is like chocolate factory and a walking museum in the same building. You walk around and learn about the Cadbury factory in a very interaction way, with cinema.
To be fermented in a heap and then dried in the hot sun to storage silos. The crumb is now taken to.
We're trying the chocolate, with watching how the chocolate is made, and then you can also decorate and write with chocolate. And of course I needed to do some promotion for my channel. Okay, even if it was a bit stressing day, at the end of the day everything is fine. We're in the chocolate factory. It's super nice, it's super cozy, everything smells like chocolate. We got 5 free samples, and later on we're going to try the liquid chocolate. And now we just walk around the factory, watch a movie, how the chocolate was made, how is the history of chocolate, the history not exactly of chocolate but of Cadbury factory. And now we took a ride with a little caterpillar, and we're going to the Cadbury village of chocolate. It's so loud, it's so cute. I think it's so cute, and we're gonna die of cuteness. My mom is a child again, and so am I. That was such a nice experience, really. I was so stressful on the bus, literally I was anxious, I was kind of depressed, anxious, everything together. I thought that I'm going to take a pillow and scream into the pillow, because I was like, oh my god, it's not going according to plans. But now when we came out of the chocolate factory, I see that everything's fine, everything's good, everything went according to plans, with a little bit of delay. But the most important thing is that we saw the chocolate factory, Cadbury chocolate factory, very kind people that work inside, very kind workers, very good chocolate. We had a lot of tasting of chocolate. I'm going to explode. And now we're going back to the Birmingham, to the city center, to see some sights, to eat something salty maybe, because we're full of sweets without any salty food in our stomachs. So yeah, this is the path to the station. So we go with the railway station, half an hour of drive I think, and that's it. My mom almost ran out of a room, because there was a room that had a cinema in there, but it was 4D cinema, so it's not only 3D but 4D, that the floor is moving, chairs are moving and everything. And suddenly chairs started to move, bumping like this, and my mom was like, oh, earthquake, and she jumped up and almost ran out of the room. And then we couldn't stop laughing until the end of the movie. It was hilarious. Then, after 15 minutes drive, we arrived to this amazing train station in the city center, and then we just hit the road and hit some Christmas markets, which I must say that, in my opinion, much more cozy and much more like decorated and made in style than in City of London. Then we walked around a bit and viewed some sights. We went to see this like Pantheon style building, the city hall. Then later on we went to see the cathedral, and this in the background you can see that strange looking building. This is a library. It's the most famous building here in Birmingham, and yeah, actually the city center is known for this kind of architectural designed library, and right in front of the library there was Luna Park. Then we walked around a bit more and explored and discovered that there were more Christmas markets here, like the whole street was a Christmas market. So it was very nice stay in Birmingham. My mom said that it is much nicer than London, in her opinion. And then we went to the bus station because we thought that we had bus, but you will see in the next clip. Good morning everyone and welcome to last day of London trip. So, about yesterday, well, we had to wait for the bus for 3 hours, so we went to a restaurant near the bus station. We got a bit drunk, we ate some food, which was, by the way, which was delicious, but after we had some stomach problems, but it was because of spices. And then at 9 o'clock we had our bus back to London, and we arrived to London at midnight and then back to our apartment. So we went to sleep around 2 o'clock in the morning. Yep, 2 o'clock, and it's 9 a.m. right now, and we're going to the Chinatown, to Piccadilly Circus, to then later to Tower Bridge, to Tower of London, and then in the evening we have a food event. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting day, and we have a bus in like 3 minutes, so I hope that my mom is ready, because if we miss the bus, we miss our reservation in restaurant, and yeah, domino effect, you know. Yeah. But women, what can I say? So ja shodam pa to delam. Mama, I need you, so I don't feel inappropriate. So we had amazing breakfast again in Bill's restaurant, and now we passed the Piccadilly Street and Piccadilly Circus and came to Leicester Street, I think, or Square, yeah, Square, it's a square. It's like a street full of shops, and M&M shop, Lego shop, you have a Christmas market, you have lots of theaters around, and it's sunny. We'll had like 5 days of sun in London, and that's pretty rare, so we're very lucky. And now we're going to visit Chinatown. Bridges of London. London has a lot of bridges over the Thames River, and they offer a beautiful view of the city, like of the business center, of the old part of the city, of Westminster, Big Ben, and it really is nice because it's sunny. Now we're just walking around. We visited Chinatown. I ate tekkeyaki. Tekkeyaki, this is like that fish dough with red bean filling or ice cream or something. Anything you can fill in there. And now we're going to walk beside the riverbank, but we have to go down there. Wrong turn, my bad. I'm the GPS of our group, actually of me and my mother, and if I get lost, my mother get lost, so I have to be the brain and the looks of the group. When you walk by the riverside of the River Thames, you have amazing view of both sides, like the business side, old town, like I said before, and there you can see the Shard, which is like one of the biggest, one of the tallest buildings here in London. On the other side you can see the London Eye, Tower Bridge. You know what I love about big cities? like I tell this in every vlog or in English or in my previous Slovenian vlogs, is to get lost in the city, to lose your way, and then just explore. Like walk around, you see something beautiful, you go there, you go there, you go there, and that's how you see the things you wouldn't see if you would travel by metro or by autobus or something like, or some other transportation. But while you're walking like this, look, you get to see new stuff like this telephone, I don't know, telephone stand, I don't know how to call it in English. It's very magical, walking around and exploring the things that you didn't plan, that you didn't expect that you will see. That's the charm of traveling, so you have to travel, guys. My honest opinion from my heart. And after 2 hours of walking and a coffee beside the riverbank and watching the Tower Bridge and London Tower, and then walking around on the South Bank, past the Christmas market on the South Bank, and now we finally came to our favorite destination in London. Second favorite destination. First was Camden Market and now Borough Market. And we already tried the donuts from Bread Ahead Bakery, and those were really delicious. So it's worth every penny. Well, actually every pound, because it's like 4.5 pounds. Good morning, guys, and welcome to the last day, actually not the last day, to the morning where we are leaving. We got email that our flight was delayed, so we woke up at 4 o'clock and then at 4:40, and now we're leaving apartment with Bolt and going to the airport. Yesterday we went to have a dinner. We checked like the sites near the museum. Later in the evening we had one food event, which was, by the way, it was amazing, but we Slovenians, we don't understand that much of English humor, so, and we're not such fans of that sort of food channel. I am, my mom is not, so we left after first act because we have a flight right now, and it was very late and the traffic was terrible, so we had to come from the other side of London to this part of London, 1.5 hour drive. So we arrived here at midnight and we would otherwise arrive at 2 o'clock. So yeah, everything was fine, everything is good. So my mom's legs got swollen a bit down there, not a bit, but pretty much. So we mostly use transportations. We went bus with the tube, and I must say that it's pretty cheap. In whole zone 1 there's like €1.17 for a ride, and it lasts 1 hour, so you can step between one bus and another bus and another bus for 1 hour. I'm talking a bit low because we have neighbors and I think that they won't like it that I'm vlogging at 4 o'clock in the morning. The city of London is very different from other cities. It's very international, so you have to be prepared on everything. It's very, very fast, very bumpy. It's like it doesn't stop. Never, like in 4 o'clock in the morning. Now it stopped a bit. So it's a beautiful city, a lot of sites, a lot of museums, a lot of monuments, a lot of parks, good food, good street food, good and expensive food, and it is worth visiting. But we figured out that we wouldn't live here in London. We love Slovenia. I love to travel, so now when I've seen a lot of other cities, I see that London is a great city, but not one of the best that I have visited. So Edinburgh for the moment, and Oslo was nice too, and actually Madrid and a lot of cities are, in my opinion, better than London. So yeah, now we have to go to the airport.